Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Cantwell Beauty. If this is your first time visiting, hi, welcome, I'm Ciara. If this is a return visit, I'd like to say thank you. Today is going to be just a quick get ready with me using the new ColourPop Gather Round Sisters, or the Hocus Pocus palette. Yes, I did get my hands on it. It was like, it launched at 1 p.m. and it was 1:06 p.m. and I realized I had not logged in to get the palette. Anyway, I logged in, I got it. I'm so happy about it. I'm also going to be trying out the Haus Labs blusher and bronzer duos. So if you'd like to see me try that out, please stay tuned. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with priming my eyes. Juicy Jazz, or Jasmine here on YouTube, recommends this eye primer by E.l.f. So I'm just going to try this one out. It's called the Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer. Now, I'm not sure what color she usually uses. I guess I should have paid more attention to that, but I got the color Pearl. So it looks like this. It's just like in a wand form. So what sucks is I was actually really excited for Halloween this year, but I think it was canceled, right? I mean, I don't know. I still see candy in the stores, and I've been seeing candy in the stores for months. But I mean, my guess is all these stores placed orders for candy, and obviously the candy companies like Reese's, Snickers, M&M's, and all those, they're gonna fulfill those orders if, you know, there was orders for candy. So I don't know. Do I buy candy and just put it out in bowls? I don't know. My favorite part of Halloween now as a 37-year-old is watching little kids in their costumes come up to my door and say trick or treat and say thank you, and it's just so cute. So anyway, I'm gonna get started on the Hocus Pocus palette, and this is what the palette looks like. No mirror, it just has the sisters up here. It's the Sanderson sisters, right? Forgive me, I haven't seen the movie in a long time. Oh, let me show you my shirt. So these are the sisters, and so are these. My uncle's girlfriend got me this at Disneyland, I believe, or is it Disney World? I'm not sure. I've never been there, but that is a shirt she brought home for me because she knew how much I liked Halloween and the Sanderson sisters and all that good stuff. This palette is beautiful. There's definitely some neutrals in here. There are greens, there's purples. What's interesting is Manny here on YouTube, Manny MUA, a lot of people had been notifying him that his palette, the Moonspell palette, was similar to this one, and they were like coming for ColourPop and saying like, why would ColourPop release such a similar palette? But he even agreed that it wasn't really that similar. I don't know. I think it is kind of similar, but I mean, it's a Halloween palette. It's a scary palette. It's got the purples and the greens and all that. So anyway, I do think it is similar, but not so much that it's like a copycat. So now I zoomed you guys in and I put on some E.l.f. eye tapes. Don't they look fabulous? So I'm using the color Hello Salem, which is just a neutral color here, to just put some color in the crease. And I'm just using like a regular blending brush. It's the Morphe R37. Which is a very nice brush. I seem to always reach for this one first. It's not something I do consciously. I just seem to always see it in my brushes and reach for it, so it must be a good sign. Anyway, so assuming Halloween is not canceled, let's pretend Halloween isn't canceled this year. What are we being for Halloween? I honestly haven't even put any thought into it, because since I guess about August or September, I just assumed it was canceled. I don't know, I'll probably just put on some black lipstick like I am going to in this video, and call it a day. Okay, so I went in with this color here, Hello Salem, and And I kind of want to do a purpley look because I did green in my last video, which was weeks ago. I know I haven't been around. But I think I'm going to go in with On Toast first to kind of deepen that color. And then I'm going to go in with Dead Man's Toe. Gotta love the names. Very movie appropriate. Oh, that's nice. I love the ColourPop formula. I think the colors always blend really nicely. And for the prices, I mean, you can't really beat it. I mean, there's definitely other lines on the market, like e.l.f. and, I don't know, Wet n Wild and stuff like that. But as far as range of products, range of colors, range of everything, I feel like ColourPop kind of came out the gate and said, "We the boss." Sorry if you can hear somebody doing their lawn out the window. I can't really do anything about that. They pretty much work on their lawn every day. So if it's that way, I have to film someday. Okay, now I'm using a much smaller, can you see that? A much smaller brush for the color Dead Man's Toe, which is right here. Because it's like a darker color and I don't want to deposit too much product. I want to be like a little lighter about it. And watch how I'm holding the brush too. Look at me acting like I'm a makeup artist. But I just want to put a little bit of color here on the edge of Glory. And the e.l.f. eye tapes really help me with this because I don't have to worry about the angle. It really helps. And I'm just putting it into the crease a little bit. It's really messy. I mean, it's gonna look messy. I always say it looks whack until you're done. Eyeshadow in general, I always think it looks really bad until the last step. And even if you put your mascara on and all that. Once you put mascara on, I feel like all eyeshadow looks, not all, most eyeshadow looks can be fixed. There's a lot of fallout with this shade. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of fallout even below my e.l.f. eye tape. So good thing I do my eye makeup before my face makeup. Using the same brush that I used in the beginning to kind of blend that with no product on it. I took the product off of it. Okay, so the shade I'm going to go in with on my lid is called Thackeray Binks. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I haven't seen the movie in a really long time, so forgive me. But it's the middle shade here. And I'm just going to go in with a flat shader brush. And I am going to spray it with setting spray. I'm going in with a Lottie London flat shader brush. 2 sprays of the Wet n Wild. Oh, that color is very pretty. So what are some costumes that you guys are going to be this year? I'm not sure, like I said, what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just buy a bunch of candy and put it in a bowl and put it outside my house. Only thing is, if no one takes it, I'm kind of, for lack of a better word, screwed because I am on a specific eating situation. So I don't want to be tempted to eat candy. I did really well last year. I had started Weight Watchers on October 4th or October 8th or something of last year. And then obviously Halloween is October 31st. And I didn't eat any candy on Halloween last year. None. Not one bite. And I did give out candy. And I saw the kitties and all that stuff. But this year is a little different. I'm going to be starting the Whole30 program, which is a lot stricter than Weight Watchers. Like last year, I could have had the candy and just counted it on my points. But this year with Whole30, it's a lot different. You can't have sugar. So that's going to be a thing. I've been filming for 14 minutes and I'm still on my eyes. Cool. So I did mascara off camera. And what I realized is I didn't do anything under my brow, and that is because I like to wait until I've done my brows, and then I'll do my under my brow highlight and then my inner corner highlight, just so you understand why I do things in the order that I do them. So I love this palette. I don't know, I'm gonna use this a lot. I know it's limited edition and a lot of people didn't get it, but for those of you that did, maybe you need some ideas on eye looks, so I figured why not do the video. And then I'm gonna peel my eye tates and see how it makes like a nice line. Sometimes you have to clean it up, and I just do that with a makeup wipe really quickly because I haven't put primer on yet, so. But I like the way that looks. It makes it look like clean and like, whoo. Does that make sense? Today I'm going to use the Wander Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. It looks like that. Come on, focus. And that's a primer. I'm just going to use a little bit of that. Clean hands, by the way. And yes, I do have a little bit of acne forming where I wear masks, which I think everybody is experiencing now. What's funny is I only go out like once a week to go food shopping and run my errands and stuff like that. I just kind of really do my best to get everything done in one visit. So it's just like I have to leave it on for hours because it takes me hours to do food shopping and run errands and stuff like that. So it's just interesting that my skin kind of goes crazy from 3 hours, let's say, of wearing a mask. Just using the ColourPop Lippy Balm. I used to hate this stuff. Like, I didn't think it worked that well, but now I'm like, oh, it kind of does work, so. Anyway, I'm using the Rare Beauty foundation. Yes, I did get my hands on this, and I use the color 230N. It's a little dark for me, but I make it work. I don't want to buy another color because it's kind of, I mean, it wasn't expensive, but I just feel like it works. Like, see how it's like a little bit dark for me? But it's not like jarring. And it's a little yellow. I'm more neutral, and that's why I chose the N. But I like this foundation. I think it works really well. I've used it probably a handful of times now so far. And I would say it gives medium to full coverage for me. Covers my blemishes for sure. I mean, as you can see, it just covered my chin blemishes. Covered that one up. And I like it. Speaking of Halloween costumes, I was trying to think of like what costumes were like my favorites over the years. I mean, I am 37, so that means I've probably had 36 Halloween costumes. So that's a lot of costumes. So I was thinking, I remember my mom made me a homemade Catwoman costume, and I went to a dance at like a local school. For the life of me, I can't remember what school it was, but I remember dancing all night with my tail and thinking I was the hottest. I think I was like 9, and it was a homemade costume, and I felt good about it. And it's just funny, like, I feel like a lot more people do homemade costumes now than they do like store-bought ones. But I remember at the time I wanted a store-bought one so bad. And they were probably like 50 bucks, you know, like they were probably really expensive, and that's why I didn't get one. See how that foundation covers? I don't know if you can tell, but it's very, very light. I mean, it's full coverage, but it's light on my skin. It looks like skin. And I also got the concealer by Rare Beauty. Same color, I got 230N. I don't think you have to shake this one as I shake it. Just gonna put a little bit of that on. Thank you, Robert Welsh, for teaching me that I don't need all the concealer in the world. I don't know that I do his technique exactly how he does it, but anyway, so I was Catwoman one year. I think the year after that, I was Storm from X-Men, which was also a homemade costume. I think I had like the white hairspray. Doesn't she have white hair? white hairspray. I wore like a full white outfit. And that year it rained. I remember it raining and I was wearing all white, which super fun to be wearing all white and out in the rain. I still trick-or-treated though. I wasn't letting nobody stop me from getting my candy. See, that concealer is very nice. I feel like it's not full coverage though, like, I don't know. I think I'm just used to a fuller coverage concealer. So for me, I just have really dark circles. So for me, I need something that's really gonna give me the coverage. Little Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so throughout my life, I've also been Mickey. That was when I was really young. I think I was like 2 when I dressed up as Mickey or Minnie. Minnie or Mickey? I don't remember. I guess I had a dress, so that would make me Minnie, huh? Yeah. So, and then I was Miss America one year. I think I was about 5 or 6 when I was Miss America. More recently, in my 20s, I was some kind of goth thing. I just kind of put on a wig, like a black wig. At the time, I had just regular brown hair. I want to say I was 21 at the time. Then I have been Hannah Montana, which was funny because I knew nothing about Hannah Montana. It's just a lot of people at the time, I was super skinny. A lot of people at the time were saying I look like Miley Cyrus, which I get a lot, which is, I don't see it whatsoever. So don't think that I'm not saying that. A lot of people are saying that though. I also, a few years ago, was Miranda Sings, which I went to a party and I felt like nobody got it. I was like giving the face, like, and I think everybody thought that's like how I was, like for real. I think everyone thought I was just like not having it or something. So anyway, I'm gonna go in with the Haus Laboratories Heat Spell Bronzer and Highlighter Duo. Very excited about this. And this is what the inside looks like. I already did open this. So it's got like the mirror on top and then it's got this little thing. And then it's got the bronzer here and the highlighter. Now the bronzer looks darker on screen. Like what I just showed you in the viewfinder, it looks a lot darker than it really is. It's quite light. So I'm curious to see how it's going to apply on my face. I'm using just the Real Techniques powder brush. Just putting my, yeah, that looks really orange. So I'm just gonna use this to oh, that's not bad. Use this to bronze up my face. Now I'm not using it as a contour because it's not a contour shade at all. I do have my contour palette over here, but I may not use it today. I may just go in with this bronzer just so we can get the full effect of the bronzer look. Not bad. It's actually laying very nicely. It's not muddying up at all, which I'm quite pleased about. Like I thought it was gonna hold on to my powder and it's really not. Or hold on to my foundation. Yeah. Little trick here. Get rid of that double chin. See? No double chin. So that's the Heat Spell Desert Dawn palette, right? So I got the Desert Dawn. There are different shades of this, but I got the Desert Dawn. And then I'm going to use the blush out of the Head Rush palette. And this is the blush and highlighter duo. And then I'll decide on which highlighter I want to use. I'm using the IT Cosmetics brush. If you've been on my channel, you know that this is the brush I use for everything. It's the 227 Flawless Blush Brush. I got the one that is called Untamed and Intoxicate. That's what that one looks like. Sorry, I didn't show you that. And I'm just gonna, not as much kick up on this, which is nice. Very pigmented. Not like overly so. And I'm trying to do like a light hand. Don't worry, I haven't done my brows yet. Let me just note that, because this is why I don't do my brows until I'm done my blusher and bronzer. Why am I calling it blusher like I'm from the UK? Blusher. I mean, that is the technical name, right? Okay. I really like that color. I don't know that it goes with my eye look, but I don't know that it doesn't. Just going over that with a powder brush to blend it in. Powder brush with nothing on it. And I think I'm going to go in with the highlight that's on the Heat Spell bronzer palette called Dawn, because it's lighter. The other one in the pink palette, in the Head Rush palette, is more pinky, and I just don't think it'll go with my eye look. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this. Okay. I don't have a good brush over here, so I'm just going to use a Morphe brush here. Very chalky. I don't know if it's the brush or the product. I never go down my nose, but I feel like, ooh. Okay. I like it. It kind of looks stripy. But that could be the products underneath. It could be the shade. It could be a lot of things. It could be the brush I chose. So I'm just going over it with my Morphe sponge. All right. So I'm going to do my brows and then I will be right back. Okay, so brows are filled. They're very extreme. And I just want to note that my favorite thing on YouTube right now is when Manny MUA comes back when his brows are filled. He's like, back in the brows all filled. Back in the brows off. I lose it every time. He does it every video and I lose it every single time. I'm going to do my under eye here with the Hocus Pocus palette from ColourPop. And I mean, I don't have that many options. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm going to go in with On Toast, which is the brown shade right here. I'm going to go in with that on a little like pencil-ish brush underneath my eye. Can you see me? No. Going to go in with that. And that's messy as anything. I need a mirror. Necesito. Okay. Oh, there we go. Not bad. All right. On Toast. And I think that's it for under eye. I could have gone in with like a green, but I felt like, I don't know. I'm going to go kind of extreme with the lips. So, and then I'm going to go in with Full Moon, which is in the palette. It's the bright white shade. It's the first shade in the palette as my inner corner highlight. And ColourPop really doesn't disappoint with inner corner highlights. They usually have one in every palette. And if they don't, you can get creative and use like a yellow or like a light blue even. And like I said, now that my brows are done, I can do under my eye. Under my eyebrow, I meant. And see how that just lifted my brows even more? Yeah. Lifted. By the way, all the products that I'm using today on my face will be down below in the description box, so fear not. I'm going to do 2 lip looks for this video. The first one's going to be a nude lip look, just so you guys can get an idea. I'm using MAC Strip Down. And I filled in almost all of my bottom lip just to kind of keep it there. And then I'm going in with ColourPop Aquarius, which I don't know if this is discontinued or not, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have it. If not, just use your favorite nude. And that is one look option. So this is like a, it's Halloween time, so I went for a bold eye, but I wasn't quite sure, so I went with a lesser lip. Now, I believe Makeup Forever has pencils where you can use them on your lips or your eyes. Now, I don't have any of those, so I'm just using one of the Sephora Crayon Kohl long-lasting kohl pencils. And I'm using it to line my lips. Oh, by the way, it's in black. And I bought one of these LA Colors color sticks, and this one is in the black color. So I'm just going to try this. It is okay for your lips or your face. It is not okay to use on your eyes. So make sure you read the instructions anytime you get any kind of like Halloween colored makeup, or any makeup for that matter, because some are just not meant for your eyes, some are not meant for your lips, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to try this. Come on, it is Halloween. Just make sure you're careful when you use any kind of black lipstick or makeup, because it is very, very insidious. It will get everywhere. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna use some setting spray and then we'll be all done. Okay, so some final thoughts on the products I used today. The Hocus Pocus palette, Gather Around Sisters. If you've been watching this video at all, you'll know that I absolutely love this palette. I mean, the colors are adorable. The concept is adorable. I think they really nailed it. Some of the collabs they do are okay. Some of them are kind of fails. This one though, I feel like they really knocked it out of the park. So thank you, ColourPop. I really like this palette. These palettes from Haus Labs, I actually am pleasantly surprised. Now, when I originally looked at the bronzer palette, I didn't think the colors were going to work for me. I thought the bronzer was going to be too light, but I don't think it is. I think it's actually quite nice. So, yeah. And the same goes for the blush. The blush and the bronzer are actually quite nicely blending together on my face, and the highlighter looks really nice. I mean, I hate to say it looks like Neapolitan, because I don't think it does. I think that it blends in nicely, so it doesn't look like highlighter sitting on blush, sitting on bronzer. It just kind of blends in very nicely, which could be the brushes that I'm using as well. Now, the Rare Beauty products I have been using for weeks now, and I can say that they have turned into be one of my favorite formulas for many reasons. They don't feel very heavy at all, and I think that they are enough coverage for me, for my usage and what I do day to day, whether it's a Zoom call, whether it's going food shopping, whether it's running errands, things like that. So yeah, it's really nice. And another thing I want to note is a friend asked me if this setting spray by Wet n Wild was working, and it's the cucumber one. And I would say that it does work. I really, really like it. It's called primer water, which is kind of weird to me, but that's okay, because on here it says prep, set, and refresh. So you can use it as a prepping spray to set your makeup, and then throughout the day refresh it again. So I would say for that purpose, it is very, very good, and for the price, I mean, you cannot beat it. So yeah, so that is it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of the costumes that I've worn over the years. I'd love to hear about some of the costumes that you've worn over the years. How creative did you get, and how creative are you going to get this year? So if you like this video, please like this video, subscribe, and tell a friend. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please select the notification bell, which is next to the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified of any uploads that I have in the future. So again, my name is Ciara, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. Thanks again. Bye-bye.